Hello, everyone. Have you ever witnessed the moment when nature suddenly unleashes its fury? When a peaceful afternoon turns into disaster within seconds? From towering waves swallowing entire seawalls to flash floods surging through city streets, each scene will send chills down your spine. Join us as we explore a series of jaw-dropping moments when nature struck without warning, leaving people frozen in helplessness. Don't look away. What you're about to see might just change the way you view the power of Mother Nature. Due to prolonged heavy rain, the hillside behind a house suddenly gave way, triggering a landslide that buried the small home in the middle of the night. The woman inside had just enough time to run out, narrowly escaping with her life. But when she turned back, everything she had worked for her whole life lay beneath the rubble. Veteran meteorologist Jim Cantore faced a dangerous situation while reporting live in the middle of a powerful storm. A large tree branch was suddenly torn off by the wind and struck him. Despite the impact, Jim managed to stay on his feet and continued his report, showcasing incredible resilience and professionalism. A dramatic landslide on the mountainside near Pukri, Chamba sent the entire area into a cloud of thick dust. Massive chunks of earth and rock unexpectedly tumbled down the steep slope, leaving behind a deeply scarred and bare surface. Witnessing the scene, many nearby residents immediately fled in panic, scrambling to find a safe place. In a breathtaking moment, massive waves from the Qiantang River in China surged ashore without warning, sending spectators running in chaos. The water exploded into white spray, creating a powerful and awe-inspiring scene. Nature can be spectacular. Do you have the courage to witness such a moment? Due to prolonged rainfall, the soil and rocks on the mountainside in Luding, China, became dangerously unstable. As vehicles were passing below, a large portion of the slope suddenly gave way, sending massive debris crashing onto the road. Nearby residents quickly moved to safer ground to avoid danger. After a lightning strike hit the Thakat Bazaar area during a heavy downpour, the drainage system became completely overwhelmed. Within minutes, floodwaters surged through the entire neighborhood. The murky water swept along mud, garbage, and people's belongings. Amid the chaos, residents rushed to gather their possessions and evacuate as quickly as possible. Though no one was swept away, fear was written all over their faces. Once again, extreme weather proves how sudden and destructive it can be. No one is ever truly prepared. A violent thunderstorm struck unexpectedly, bringing strong gusts of wind that toppled trees and knocked over motorbikes on the sidewalks. In the blinding rain, pedestrians tried desperately to hang on or find shelter in the chaos. In just a few minutes, the streets turned into a scene of disorder and danger, leaving behind a trail of destruction in the heart of a modern city. man had a narrow escape when a massive surge of water suddenly crashed down onto the Aguas Zarcas bridge. The violent stream swept away everything in its path, creating a terrifying and dangerous scene. Witnesses were left stunned by the life or death moment unfolding before their eyes. Due to prolonged heavy rainfall, the mountainside along Highway 168 near Shaver Lake began to crack and destabilize. Suddenly, a violent landslide occurred, with mud and rocks cascading onto the road like a waterfall. Vehicles on the road were forced to accelerate and escape just in time. Fortunately, everyone made it to safety, but the road was left buried in debris and shrouded in dust and smoke. A violent windstorm swept through the area just as the storm reached its peak, reducing visibility to nearly zero. Amid the chaos, a large bus lost balance, tilted to one side, and flipped onto its side in the middle of the road. Locals rushed in to help, braving the wind and rain pounding against them. Fortunately, all passengers were rescued safely. Once again, nature reminds us, all it takes is one powerful gust and everything can be turned upside down. Due to prolonged heavy rain, the rushing water beneath the Darup Bridge grew stronger by the hour, gradually weakening its foundation. Eventually, a large section of the bridge suddenly collapsed, dragging the guardrails and roadway with it, cutting off the vital connection between Merali and Javan Nagar. Fortunately, no vehicles were crossing at the time of the incident. The moment when a flash flood rushed down the mountainside, carrying mud, rocks, and sand, formed a violent, uncontrollable flow. This phenomenon often occurs after heavy rains, when surface soil is swept away, altering the terrain and severely impacting the areas below. Strong winds from Storm Doris uprooted a large tree, which crashed down right in front of a moving car. The driver slammed on the brakes in a split second, narrowly avoiding disaster. Just a moment's delay could have led to a very different outcome. When nature strikes, nothing is ever truly safe. On the night of April 12, 2025, a serious wildfire broke out in Dai Yen Ward, Halong City, Quang Ninh Province. The flames spread quickly along the hillside, intensifying in the dry, windy conditions. The sky lit up in a fiery red, a stark signal of how unforgiving nature can become when balance is lost. The massive flood in Mulay Ibrahim, Al-Haouz caused severe destruction, submerging homes, washing away roads, and damaging multiple structures. Residents were left in shock as everything familiar vanished beneath the floodwaters in seconds. Nature gives no warning, so when faced with such events, always prepare an evacuation plan, monitor weather alerts, and prioritize safety above all. A waterspout suddenly formed off Ayia Napa Beach, drawing seawater into a massive swirling column amid violent gusts. Tourists fled in panic upon witnessing the raw power of the scene. While no one was injured, this extreme weather event was a stark reminder of nature's ferocity along the coast. A tornado appeared in the skies over Maryland, initially forming as a mild funnel, but quickly intensifying into a powerful whirlwind. The howling winds tore off rooftops, uprooted trees, and lifted lightweight objects in seconds. Residents scrambled for shelter as the twister barreled into a residential area. Heavy rain in Bou Saada, Mesilla Province, Algeria, turned city streets into raging rivers, submerging cars and paralyzing all traffic. Many residents were forced to seek shelter as unexpected deep flooding swept through. It's a strong reminder to always be prepared for extreme weather events that can strike at any moment. Aerial footage revealed severe flooding in Fujian, China, after Typhoon Doksuri made landfall. Rising floodwaters submerged vehicles, and city streets turned into raging rivers. This phenomenon not only caused extensive property damage, but also posed serious safety challenges for the local population. This is exactly why building homes near riverbanks or at the base of hills is so risky. These areas carry an extremely high risk of natural disasters. Flash floods and landslides can strike without warning, sweeping away everything in seconds and causing devastating losses to both property and human life. After days of relentless rain in the highlands, a thick, muddy debris flow suddenly surged down the valley, slamming through a small bridge nestled in the gorge. Under the immense pressure, the bridge shook violently as clouds of dust burst into the air. All activities were immediately suspended, and the area was swiftly sealed off. Following prolonged heavy rain, earth and rocks suddenly tumbled down a remote mountain pass in China. Surveillance footage captured the heart-stopping moment. A car nearly drove straight into the landslide just seconds after the debris began to fall. Fortunately, the driver managed to brake in time, narrowly avoiding disaster. A clear warning: after the rain, mountain roads demand extra caution. Raging water barreled through the residential area like a cyclone, carrying mud and debris with it. In mere seconds, everything along the riverside was swallowed up, leaving those who witnessed it visibly shaken. The muddy torrent swept away everything: rooftops, vehicles, and trees, creating a scene of total devastation. Nature's fury struck without warning, leaving the entire community with no time to react. Due to rising tides combined with strong offshore winds, massive waves suddenly surged toward the coastline. In an instant, a towering wall of water came crashing down, forcing two people nearby to flee in panic. Fortunately, they escaped just in time. A rare snowstorm unexpectedly struck Almaty on March 8, 2025, catching many residents off guard. Amid the blinding white winds, several witnesses reported seeing flashes of lightning within the dense snowfall. However, lightning detection equipment recorded no signals except for a single bolt. Continuous heavy rain loosened the soil and rocks on the hillsides of Petrópolis, Brazil, leading to catastrophic instability. Suddenly, torrents of mud rushed down the streets, sweeping away everything in their path. Footage from the scene showed the muddy flood tearing through the city like a waterfall. Damage is still being assessed, but it's clear that Petrópolis has just experienced one of nature's harshest moments. After several days of scorching heat followed by scattered showers, the soil and rock layers on the mountainside along the road began to crack and lose stability. Suddenly, a massive section of earth collapsed with tremendous force, sending up a towering cloud of dust between the cliffs. The road below was completely blocked, prompting emergency intervention by local authorities. This serves as a powerful reminder that landslides don't just follow storms, they can strike unexpectedly, when least anticipated. As a result of the extreme weather phenomenon known as Dana, prolonged heavy rains caused river levels to rise abruptly in this once peaceful urban area. In a short time, the water turned murky and turbulent, creeping dangerously close to the edge of the embankment. Residents on both sides of the bridge watched in alarm as debris, branches, and trash were swept away by the current. Nature descended into chaos as muddy floodwaters surged violently down the Eureka Valley. The powerful current carried soil, rocks, and debris, leaving behind a terrifying scene of destruction. It was a stark reminder of nature's overwhelming force, a force that renders humans small and helpless in the face of the Earth's fury.